There's a real jobs crisis in Indiana.
If you don't recognize these faces, well, you probably should. They're the faces of unemployed Hoosiers. And right now, there's more than 250,000 of them.
We all want jobs. We don't want to live on unemployment. We're not lazy. We're not whiners. We're workers. We're hard workers.
Most have been laid off. Jan has been looking for a job for 2 months. Chris, 2 years. And for George, even longer.
I filed bankruptcy in order to keep my house.
These factory workers, accountants, electricians, and medical technicians, they can't find work. And they don't understand why. After all, state leaders brag every week about thousands of new jobs coming to Indiana.
I don't know where these jobs are.
I don't know where they're at.
There's just nothing out there.
Where are the jobs at? If they're there, where are they at?
It's the same question 13 Investigates has been asking for the past year, ever since we discovered empty cornfields and abandoned factories, where the state claims there are supposed to be thousands of new jobs. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation says in recent years, it's helped attract more than 100,000 new jobs to Indiana. But when we asked for proof to back up the state's numbers, the agency won't give that to us.
We don't share it with the public. We don't share it with the news media. That's confidential information.
And trying to find that information on your own? Good luck. You'll need lots of arm strength, lots of patience, and lots of time. These are incentive contracts between the state and companies that promise to bring new jobs. What's most telling is not the thousands of pages we get to look at, but the pages that are missing. Turns out, IEDC never even got an incentive contract for many of the companies it's bragged about. The companies went bust, changed their mind, or simply never showed up. But for years, IEDC has continued to count them in the agency's official job numbers. Numbers that often are inflated or flat out wrong. This business in Union City hoped to expand. The general manager sent this letter to IEDC, clearly stating the company would only commit to phase 1 of its expansion project, which included 100 new jobs. That wasn't enough for IEDC, which reported 499 new jobs at Workhorse Custom Chassis. The company later canceled its expansion and hasn't added any new jobs at all. And some of the companies that signed these incentive contracts actually laid off far more workers than they hired. But IEDC and the governor say they won't give out specific job numbers for companies that signed up for incentives.
People like Daniels want to say, we've got all this job growth. And what's he scared of putting the proof out there for? Afraid that we might find out the truth?
I feel a lot like I'm being lied to.
It's easy to understand why. As the number of job commitments announced by IEDC goes higher and higher, Indiana's unemployment rate has not gone down. In fact, take a look at the Midwest and you'll see Indiana's 10.1% jobless rate is one of the highest in the region.
Today we have 276,000 fewer people working in Indiana than in 2006.
Dr. Morton Marcus spent 30 years as director of the Indiana Business Research Center at Indiana University. He says ribbon cuttings and job announcements look good, but often they don't result in real jobs.
What we have are press releases, and you can't run an economy on press releases. We need to be founded in reality. That's the issue. How many jobs are actually being created?
The state will not tell you that. Other states put all their job information right on their websites. But in Indiana, getting to see state job records can mean waiting more than 6 months. And even then, IEDC crosses out job and salary information it doesn't want us to see.
That's ridiculous.
It baffles me.
To folks like these, that's simply adding insult to injury.
We're sick and tired of the lies and the crap. None of us want to be in poverty. We want good jobs.
Our investigation finds as many as 40% of jobs announced by the state have never come. We did ask officials at IEDC for an interview for this story, but they did not respond. I'm Bob Siegel, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.